Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode in our TNA series in TEW 2020. I, of course, am CR Daredevil, and yeah, we're doing the thing. We are the go home show of Impact for this weekend's big pay-per-views. No turning back for the knockouts on Saturday, and then, of course, Final Resolution on Sunday. So we'll have to see the final build for a lot of the stuff heading into that show. We opened things up in front of 6,665 people at the Extraco Event Center, one short of being 6666, which would have been funny. With Samoa Joe and Kurt Angle. Joe comes out and says that he's made it clear he's been making it clear for months that he was going to win the Bound for Glory series, become the champion, and dominate as the champion. And he says that someone like Kurt Angle may be a very dominant person. He may be really good, he may be very good in what he can do, but he is not on the level of Samoa Joe. He is not on the level of being able to take this championship away from Samoa Joe, and that he is going to do what he must to put Kurt Angle down for good, or to put Kurt Angle down at Final Resolution. Kurt Angle then comes out and gets in Joe's face. These two, they brawled last week, but they're not going to brawl this week. In fact, Angle even brings that up. He's like, I could sit here and start fighting with you right now, but we're not going to do that this week. No. We're gonna have words, because you see, you are truly a dangerous machine. You are truly a Samoan submission machine. You are a dangerous force in professional wrestling. But I'm Kurt freaking Angle. I am one of the best, if not the best, submission wrestler in professional wrestling history. I've gone out there on bigger stage, on huge stages, and made people tap out multiple times before. He's like, at this Sunday at Final Resolution, I don't even want to win by pinfall. I don't want to win by countout or disqualification. I want to make your ass tap out. Since you're talking about being such a great submission person, I want to make your ass tap out. So how about we do this? How about to throw everything out the books, throw everything out the window. Me submission matchup for that TNA World Championship, because I'm going to prove to you once and for all that I am the better submission wrestler and that I'm going to make your ass tap out. And Joe just stares right at Kurt and says, you may have just signed your own death warrant, and then leaves the ring. So there you go. We have a stipulation officially for this matchup at Final Resolution. It will be Samoa Joe and Kurt Angle in a submission matchup, which is going to be absolutely insane. 88 rating here for this segment. Very good stuff there. So there you go. That's going to be a huge matchup on Sunday. Then, 68 rated matchup to start off the show. To start off the in-ring portion of the show, that is. As Jeff Hardy defeats Crazy Steve in 9:47 by pinfall, Swanton Bomb. 74 from Jeff Hardy, 38 from Crazy Steve. Like psychology on display, Jeff Hardy apparently cannot go almost 10 minutes and carry a match psychology-wise. That's good to know. With 68 rating here. They have great chemistry with each other, so that's good to see. But honestly, this was just, hey, Jeff doesn't really have a whole lot going on right now, so let's put him in a match to open up Impact and get a victory. So that was kind of what this was. And Crazy Steve, looked decent in his performance, but Jeff Hardy was just too much for him. So at some point, we're going to have to see if Jeff Hardy gets some sort of storyline going again. But for now, he's just out here winning matches, getting a 68 rating for it. Then after that, we get a quick little video hyping up our TNA X Division champion, who will be defending his championship this Sunday at Final Resolution against Jay Lethal. So we just get a nice little video hyping him up a little bit. Kind of going over a few of his titles and defenses so far and all that stuff. And that transitions into a promo from the challenger, who says that we haven't really seen a lot of Roderick Strong the last few weeks. And that what kind of champion is that? A champion that just isn't here. A champion that isn't around. A champion that truly shouldn't be the champion. Says that Roderick Strong is not worthy of Jay Lethal's time. He's not worthy of House of Truth's time. But if he has to put that nail in the coffin, if he has to prove that House of Truth is better than Future Shock by taking the X Division Championship away from him, away from Roderick Strong, and becoming the X Division champion once again, then he will easily do so at Final Resolution. So 61 rating here, as we get some words from the challenger ahead of this Sunday. Then, get a 43 rating here, as Gail Kim defeats Taryn Terrell in 753 by pinfall with an inverted stomp facebreaker. That's a weird way to phrase that, but it's a defeat. 43 rating there, 48 from Gail Kim, 20 from Taryn Terrell. Yeah, Gail Kim was just kind of an easy victory here. You know, she was basically in control of the entire matchup. Ahead of the match she has this Saturday against the person who runs her off after the match here, Serena Deeb, who comes running out and chases her off, keeps her from doing anything to Taryn Terrell. And the two kind of have a little bit of a stare down ahead of their match Saturday at No Turning Back. So we'll have to see. Can Serena Deeb pull off the upset again, or will Gail Kim get her revenge? Then after that, we get a brief little promo from Sierra Daredevil and Marie Kanellis. We're just kind of hyping up this weekend. They're kind of hyping up the double pay-per-view weekend. Hyping it up, saying, you know, it's a must-watch television, all that kind of stuff. Kind of hyping up some of the matches happening on it. And then Daredevil announces something else. He's like, you know what? We heard from the tag team champions last week. And you know what? They're right. There's no team stepping up to them right now. So, here's what we're going to do. Tonight, there's going to be a 10-man battle royal. But it's going to be a 10-man mayhem battle royal. It's going to be pinfalls and submissions in that match. 5 tag teams get involved in it. And the winners of that match will go on to take on Ethan Carter III and Rockstar Spud for the TNA World Tag Team titles on the first Impact of 2015. So there you go. So we've got potential challengers for the tag team champions. We don't know which 5 teams are in the match yet, but there you go. So 5 tag team, technically it's 10-man battle royal here tonight, where the winning team, gets a shot at the tag team titles in 2 weeks' time on Impact. 37 rating here, to be expected. After that, we get a 65 rating as Kendrick and London get a victory over Rocky Romero and Zema Ion in 11:23. When Paul London pinned Rocky Romero with a get well soon. It's kind of helping build up to their match this Sunday against the Motor City Machine Guns. Because it does kind of get revealed that it is happening. I think I announced it last week, but it does get revealed that that is happening. 65 rating for the match. Paul London carried the match. He had a 67. 50 from Kendrick, 45 from Romero, and 53 from Ion. Gained heat for the storyline that's going on because Chris Sabin had joined the commentary table. Alex Shelley was working New Japan tonight, but Chris Sabin was there. And he joined the commentary table and was talking trash and saying the Machine Guns are going to prove that they're the better tag team. So there was that. Then after that, we find out there's a big old brawl happening backstage. As Abyss and Magnus are attacking Colt Cabana, AJ Styles comes flying in and starts attacking them. It turns into a big old brawl that security has to try to separate both sides in. So kind of ahead of those 2 singles matches happening this Sunday, Magnus and AJ Styles, as well as Colt Cabana and Abyss. They are brawling backstage, and we'll have to see how those matches play out this Sunday. We'll see it for the storyline, but we'll make that up. Not worried about it. Then after that, Madison Rayne defeats Veda Scott in 7:39 by pinfall with a shiny Yakuza kick. 55 rating for the match, 57 from Rayne, 36 from Scott. Cheerleader Melissa joined the commentary table at one point, and so it advanced that storyline. She was kind of bragging about the fact that she was going to kick Madison Rayne's ass this Saturday, that is. Didn't teach her some real respect. Madison Rayne gets the victory. And then afterwards, Cheerleader Melissa leaves the commentary table, hits the ring, and the two are brawling with each other as officials come to try to separate them out. So more brawling happening because You can't go wrong with brawling in professional wrestling, apparently. But 50 rating here as these two brawl ahead of their match this Saturday. Then we get a brief interview from MVP, who is hyping up the eventual matchup between D'Angelo Dinero and Austin Aries. Says that Austin Aries wants to talk about being the greatest man that ever lived. He wants to talk about being so great and all this kind of stuff and all this and all that. But how did Austin Aries necessarily earn that nickname? He was just handed it. He just came up with it on his own. He hasn't proven anything. He hasn't proven he's that great. In fact, he's lost a lot more than he's won recently. So, what makes him the greatest man that ever lived? Nobody's sure. But D'Angelo Dinero will prove that he is definitely not that. And then Dinero goes out to the ring and beats Mike Bennett in 9:58 by pinfall to DDE. 69 rating for the match. Very nice rating. 67 from Dinero, 50 from Mike Bennett. They have great chemistry with each other, so that's good to see. But D'Angelo Dinero getting the victory here in 10 minutes over Mike Bennett. Pretty good rating, pretty good matchup there. And afterwards, Austin Aries comes out and says that he has no problem proving that he's the greatest man that ever lived. Whenever Dinero wants to step up to the challenge, he wants to step up and face him one-on-one, he will gladly prove that he is the greatest man that ever lived. But he says he wants to face him one-on-one, which means he wants to make sure that that little punk MVP is nowhere near ringside, because he wants to make sure he wants to make sure that Dinero can be man enough to actually face him one-on-one. So I'll have to see when that ends up happening. I don't think I announced that for the pay-per-view. In fact, I'm going to do this really quick because I don't want to spoil anything. I did pre-book it, so I must have announced it. But even if I didn't, it is going to be happening this Sunday. So whether he shows up with MVP or without MVP, we'll see. But these two are going to be facing each other as well this Sunday. Then we get a brief little promo from our tag team champions. EC3 says that it doesn't matter who wins this battle royal here tonight. It won't matter, because at the end of the day, they will still remain the TNA World Tag Team Champions. Everybody wants to mock them, wants to laugh at them, all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, they're just waiting for challengers to step up. They want to, Team Dixie is taking over here in TNA, and they want to prove that they can shut them down, that they can shut it down. Everybody who's against Team Dixie once and for all. Everybody keeps talking about Magnus, talking about Abyss, but they are the ones with the championships right now in this group, and that they should be respected more than that. And then the main event gets 69 as Jay Briscoe wins in 1632 to get the Briscoes the tag title shot on the first Impact of 2015. 69 rating for the match, very nice. As the other teams that were in it were Beer Money, Bad Influence, the Wolves, the Strong South Thugs. But at the end of the day, the Briscoes won it. During the matchup, Kenny King distracted Christopher Daniels, which led to Daniels being eliminated. Like I said, this was by pinfall or submission, so it was a quick roll-up. It does get revealed that All Night Express, Kenny King and Rhett Titus will be the team representing House of Truth in that triple threat tag match this Sunday, and that Red Dragon will be the team who will be representing Future Shock this Sunday as well. So it's going to be Future Shock versus All Night Express versus the Bad Influence, or not the Bad Influence versus Bad Influence. And we also had Chris Hero come running out to attack Eddie Kingston in this matchup. Of course, those two are going to be having a chaotic brawl of a matchup this Sunday as well. But 69 rating, very nice. Gained heat for all the storylines involved, actually, which is really cool. But there you go. Nice little final thing of Impact. It kind of, it's not like it hyped up the main of the pay-per-views, but it did build up, a future tag title shot. It built up, a couple of the storylines going on, because of course the Wolves were in this, so Beer Money and the Wolves were going at it pretty heavily. It built up Hero and Kingston. It built up Bad Influence taking on the House of Truth there. So we'll have to see how that goes. But 69 rating for this match. Show itself gets 73. Increase our popularity in 13 regions. I'll take it. I will take it. We've had stronger, but we've had worse, so I will take that for sure. So there you go. Nice, not a fantastic go home show for the pay-per-views, but to be fair, there was still a lot of people who I kind of wanted to protect, who I didn't want to get involved in matches necessarily and run the risk of them getting hurt and kind of screwing stuff up. So, we went with that. We went with that, and we will see what happens here. Austin Aries thinks that Jay Briscoe doesn't connect with the fans. Well, you know what, Austin Aries? We don't give a shit about your opinion, so fuck off. And Al Snow thinks Rockstar Spud is charismatic. You know what? I like your opinion, Al Snow. Oh, that's funny. Robbie Brookside possibly getting a contract extension with WWE. Oh my god. The Warrior has divorced. In this alternate universe where the Warrior survived past April 2014, he also got divorced from Dana Warrior. What the hell? So yeah, there's that. Ratings for the week. 3.6 million people watching Impact. That's probably more than they ever had in their heyday, but, it's still great. A 47 from NXT. That's rough for them. So they had the Suffering defeat the Revival in the main event. So that's interesting to see. 61 from FIP. I saw Bobby Lashley defeat Mr. Anderson to retain the world title. So there's that. Ring of Honor had a 54. Scott Steiner and Delirious defeating the Young Bucks. Boy, that's certainly a decision. That is certainly a decision. So yeah, there's that. So there you go. That is our go home for this weekend's pay-per-views. We will run down the card really quick for both of them. So we have No Turning Back happening on Saturday. That is the Knockouts only show, being headlined by Mickie James versus Velvet Sky for the TNA Knockouts Championship, that is. We also have the Decay, Katarina and Rosemary taking on the Sexy Purple Thunder Sisters, Io and Mio Shirai. And that is for the returning TNA Knockouts Tag Team Championships. We have Gail Kim versus Serena Deeb. We have Cheerleader Melissa versus Madison Rayne. And we also have Angelina Love versus Brooke Tessmacher. There may be at least one other match being added to that show, but for now, those are the ones that are being announced ahead of time for that. And then Final Resolution on Sunday. We have Abyss and Colt Cabana 101. We have the triple threat tag team matchup that is between Bad Influence, the All Night Express, and the Red Dragon. We have Beer Money versus the American Wolves. We have D'Angelo Dinero versus Austin Aries. We have Eddie Kingston versus Chris Hero in it hasn't been, I don't think I've announced it as having a stipulation yet, but it is going to have a stipulation. It just hasn't been announced what the stipulation is yet. We have Jay Lethal versus Roderick Strong for the X Division Championship. We have Magnus versus AJ Styles. And then, of course, our big main event submission matchup, Kurt Angle versus Samoa Joe. So that's going to be huge as well. But yeah, that is what's happening this Sunday in this game, or in this whole thing. So this is gonna be absolutely chaotic, absolutely, a lot of craziness, and we'll have to see how it all plays out. But thank you all for watching. Definitely appreciate it. Can't go wrong with what happened there. I guess I can show you Explosion really quick. I just remembered that. I kind of forgot about it. Explosion didn't really have a whole lot on air. Eric Young defeated a local talent. We had a bit of a promo between the Sexy Purple Thunder Sisters and the Decay ahead of this Saturday. The men of the Decay, Bram and Crazy Steve, defeated the Von Erichs. We had Red Dragon with a promo talking about this triple threat match this Sunday. We had Kana defeat Ali. We had All Night Express with a promo. And then we had the American Wolves defeat the Super Smash Bros. In the main event of Explosion. But there you go. That is this episode of TNA. And next time we will see you in this series, it will be time for No Turning Back happening this Saturday. So prepare for a lot of videos this weekend. But until then, we shall see you in the next video.